Hello and welcome in. I am MissKinghorn and we are back here in The Sims 4 and we're doing not quite a Christmassy build but a winter build. This time because not everybody has snow, not everybody gets snow. I've got a fair in the UK at the moment. We are pretty dry. It's rained, it's very muddy, but there's no snow. And it's not very cold either. So I figured let's do something a little bit different. So I thought let's do a really nice sort of holiday home kind of rental in there. This is actually in Gibbi Point. It is in the last district, which I think is the Crystals Valley, I think. Oh yeah, it's on a 40 by 30 lot anyway, and it's up there, and yeah, this was actually quite a fun build to do. I haven't really done kind of a holiday home kind of rental for a while. When you upload or when you download this from the gallery, you will see that it is just registered as a residential. They don't tend to have any kind of option to doing a residential rental in there. But yeah, that's basically what I set it out to be as. So there is no kind of personal touches, there's none of that sort of thing in here. It is very sort of more commercially based and it is very nice and lush. It is a 1-bedroom 1-bathroom home in here as well. So yeah, that's kind of what I had in my head when I was building this, but I really wanted this to be kind of very rocky, very kind of modern, kind of Scandinavian, and that, which obviously then doesn't work with the snow. But anyway, you get the point. So I'm going to say this is part of my world series in here. So if you don't know, I have done Morocco, I have done Italy, I have done at least one for the US, which was like a Cape Cod kind of inspired build. And yeah, now this one. So yeah, I'm not honestly going to say country because I feel like, yeah, you can be the judge. You let me know in the comments what country this really works for. But anyway, this is raised up kind of above all of the rocks. So some of these rocks did have to be changed. When I came in to playtest this at the end, I had a lot of difficulty just trying to get your Sims to actually walk in here. So some of the rocks did have to be moved. Some got deleted, some got lowered, and yeah, it kind of became a little bit of an issue, but as I say, that was something I dealt with later into there. So we have this kind of big canopy area at the front here. We end up putting in like a hot tub and other bits and pieces in there as a really nice feature, and also this looks out on some really nice views. So the reference image that I was taking for this build actually had little skylights in it, and I thought, oh, they would be perfect. Do you think I could get them to work? No. I tried for ages, and I actually cut it out of this video. I went round and round trying to get the skylights to work in here. I think because it just didn't work. I know there's a way you can do it, I just could not figure it out. So yeah, it became a bit of an issue. But anyway, moving on into here. So as you can now see, I have got a whole wall of windows. I think this is the first time I have used this glass wall feature in here. So yeah, that was a bit different. And then I have had to kind of cut away the roof on the inside to try and make this to work, because yeah, it proved a little bit challenging when it came to walls and trying to make the roof kind of see through. Like, it wasn't there for part of it, but the rest of it was. So yeah, that's basically what I was doing in there. And then we are now working on windows and doors. So you would have seen that I have placed down a big patio door. That actually changes. I go through quite a few ideas in here of what I really wanted, and then yes, I do end up deleting the glass wall on the bottom, but I keep the roof version in there. So I really wanted some really nice picture windows for this to give really nice sort of visual eye lines of different things. but also keeping it quite secluded and kind of quite private for certain areas. So yeah, a lot of businesses and hobbies was actually used for this. I think all the windows came from that pack, which I was not expecting, but mainly this is Adventure Awaits kind of outdoor, kind of cabin-y feel. I guess if that's one way we could put it into there. But we now have our bedroom in and our bathroom, and then the rest of it is kind of a kitchen, living, dining kind of area in here. So you kind of come in and then you have to swoosh to the left to get through into the rest of it. I knew I wanted this to only be a one bedroom, and I didn't want to sort of go up onto a second floor or anything like that. So that's kind of what I was thinking when it came to doing something like that. And I was thinking of doing a feature wall on here, but you can just see, because I've got the glass wall, I've got an open ceiling, the lighting was really off with this. I do end up going with this one, I think, but I may end up changing it when we come actually into doing the bedroom, because it was just too difficult to do. So yeah, some things did just have to be changed because that lighting is awful, and I think the team have really worked on fixing lighting in Worlds, but I think it was just kind of a combination of everything I did, and it just was not looking good for there. But anyway, we have now jumped over to the kitchen, which I wanted a really nice modern kind of minimalistic simple kind of kitchen. We've kind of gone for this light wood with the black, and I think those kind of colours work really well, and this sort of big dark kitchen was perfect in here. Very nice for those sort of romantic kind of breaks. It is maybe a little bit bigger than what I would have put in normally, given the fact that this is a one bedroom house, but I had the space for it, and I really didn't know where else it was going to go other than this section here. So yeah, I placed out a few clutter items. I don't go full OTT, which if anyone knows me knows this was a struggle. We do get in the blender, we get in a kettle, and then obviously like the cooker and stuff like that, but I don't go for anything other than that in here, and that is pretty much gonna be the kitchen done. I do place a few more bar stools, and I have done my normal trick of placing some that are not connected to the islands counters, because it just feels a little bit, they're too far apart, they're unrealistic. So I often place them and then place one in the middle just to make it look and feel a little bit better into there. But now this is the first part of the dining room. I rearrange. When I was doing this, I was kind of coming in with so many ideas and so many kind of things in my head that this place here would be perfect for a dining table, this would work here for a kitchen. Yet when I actually looked at it, I changed everything. So yeah, you're going to see different sort of things moved, things changed around in there as well. But now we're getting in some of these gorgeous new artwork pieces. I didn't really know what kind of artwork to place in here. I wanted something not personalised, but something that could very much work if you wanted to make this as your family home for, or not a family home, but for a couple. Maybe it's like a bachelor pad or something like that. That's kind of what I was thinking it could also be if you didn't want it as a holiday home. I don't actually know how much it costs to rent this as a holiday home, because when I was actually building it, I was building a residential home, because it's just so much easier with a sim on the lot, and then I just changed it when I uploaded that to the gallery, or before I uploaded it into there. But now, as you can see, I have moved the dining table over to in front of the windows, and now we're going to work on the living space here, which I have this gorgeous sort of fireplace coming in, which I love in here. It didn't quite need to be as big as I put it in, but hey, that's just what it is. And then these sofas. Now these came from Business Hobbies. I have never used them. I feel like they're a bit weird. and it just didn't really work as comfy sofas for me. They've got too much wood, and I think if you sit on them, like the back of your knees is going to be touching that wood, and it's just going to be really uncomfortable. So at least that's what I had in my head, but obviously Sims don't care. They look cool, so I figured why not put them in here and make that kind of a feature of this area into there. And now we're going to jump over into the bathroom. Now this is actually a 3x3. We do increase it because I want to put in a full bath suite in here. Now we are using the stylish bathroom, sleek bathroom, sorry, into here. And yeah, this all works perfectly fine. This all fits, yeah. I then decided I want a bath. I felt like it was just going to be a really nice feature if we had a bath in here. Yeah, there was just not room. It just would not fit anywhere. So in the end, I had to make the bathroom, sorry, a little bit bigger and kind of change out in here. So you kind of have to walk around the sofas, they're just a little bit more smooshed together into there. But now we have a double vanity in, which I think actually works a little bit better because I feel like this is a romantic pad. So yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking when I did that. And I did have to move this double sinks, sorry, up a little bit because apparently that basket was causing rooting issues when it came to this bathroom, which was a pain because I did not think that would be an issue. So I moved all the rocks, I moved everything barring that basket. But anyway, it's fine. I've sorted it on the gallery. That is the right version into there. Yeah, so you can now see in here I have changed wallpaper again. I kind of went for this black sort of honeycomb one. I just thought that looked a little bit nicer in here for what with the lighting that I said about earlier into here. And I feel like this sofa, this bed in here, looking out, because you've got those big glass windows in front of you, I just thought that would be a perfect place for sort of mornings in bed looking at the view. You've kind of half opened the curtains, sitting there, yeah. And then I have also placed the bed, I think this is a vibrating love bed from the Love Struck pack as well, which again, items I've never really used into here. And then we've also placed the wardrobe. Now, as I said, I didn't do too much when it came to kind of personal touches here and there. I have just cluttered it up a little bit, like you're on holiday, maybe it's like day 4 or 5 of your week-long trip or something, and you've placed some your toiletries in the sink. You've placed out like some books that you've maybe read or something, and you've just put them on the bookshelf. Something like that, a little bit easier to do. And then I have also placed a nice little reading nook over here with a nice little chair and a table and things like that, just for putting shoes on, having a good sort of snuggle if you're reading a book or something like that. And yeah, a bit of an artwork piece on there as well. And now we're going to work on this outside area here. As I said, the hot tub, I choose the sunken hot tub, and weird thing, I did at the end of this look underneath and there's just nothing there. It's a bit, yeah, there's just nothing, so why not into there. And then yeah, I placed a trim around the bottom here because it was just looking a little bit weird with that white glitch onto there, and we didn't need anything else. I do just go through and place bits and pieces and final touches, and yeah, have a looking at night and how sort of the lighting all works and things like that, because I thought that was going to be really important for this kind of build into here. And then big privacy sort of curtains going through, because I thought you might want to shut the windows and the outside world out for all of this into there. And we've got some little loungers there. I have kind of smooshed them together so that they are kind of, you can snuggle up on them. Obviously that is just not practical our in-game reality. But now we're going to work on some more landscaping. I've kind of been a bit all over the place with this video, and I apologise for that, but here we are. We're back on landscaping. It was just looking a little bit empty, this lot, so I really wanted just to fill it out a little bit more and sort of more planting, more bits and pieces in here. Now, because it is winter, technically all of these plants are like dormant and kind of in this grey kind of black colourness, which actually made it quite difficult to kind of decorate into there. But now we're getting in the stone slabs. Now, I didn't want to do too much of a garden for this because I was like, there's not really much point. I feel like maybe this isn't kind of like yours. When you hire this place out, you hire the sort of the house, and you get the deck in and things like that, and you don't worry about anything else. So I didn't really place too much more into here, but we are quickly coming up to the end of this video. It has been a nice short sweet one into here, but this is now available up on the gallery right now, so you can download it and check it out for yourself, or you can follow me on all social medias. The links to that is down in my link tree, and you can also subscribe right now right here on YouTube. It would mean so very, very much to me. But for now, I will leave you with the screenshots. Alright, bye everyone!